இது பண்ணிட்டீங்களா? சாட் பாக்ஸ் டிசேபிள் பண்ணிட்டீங்களா? ஓகே. ஓகே.
ஸ்டார்ட் ஆயிடுச்சு சார்.
ஓகே சார்.
Yeah, we can get started.
4 minutes இருக்கு சார். For 2 o'clock we'll start by 2 sharp.
Okay.
Wait for another 2 minutes.
Okay, sir.
Right.
Yeah, we can get started.
Yeah.
How many
Students
have joined?
we'll be starting at sharp 2 p.m.
Okay.
Wait for another 2 minutes.
Okay, sir. Yeah, we can start.
Yeah. Students we'll be starting at sharp 2 p.m.
Okay.
Wait for another 152 sir.
Ah.
300 தான் வந்துருது.
Very good afternoon, students. Hope we are loud and clear. On behalf of CDC and VIT Vellore, I take pleasure in inviting everyone for this 2023 placement orientation talk, which will be delivered by our director, Dr. V. Samuel Rajkumar sir, who has been a veteran in this field of placement for the last 25 years and have been breaking records year on year with the support of you students. I also take pleasure in inviting the assistant directors of Chennai campus who are working for our CDC and our Vellore team and CTS team for executing this. Over to our director, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, good afternoon, everyone. I welcome you all for this career placement orientation program. So our center is called the Career Development Center. Previously, we were known as Placement and Training Center, PAT. Now we have been renamed as Career Development Center since last year. So I think you must be watching the placement news, statistics in all the social media and the newspapers. We just wanted to tell you about what is the placements, what we do, what is the process that you can expect, what are the regulations, rules and regulations that you need to follow when you start attending the placement process. Just to reiterate, this is our 25th year of existence. The placement center was started sometime in 1996, and over the 25 years, we have facilitated about 50,000 plus on-campus placements. Okay, so apart from the placement and training, we also do multiple roles. We do career counseling, we do soft skills training. We have industry engagements wherein we invite, we facilitate student workshops, faculty development programs, hackathons, student contests, and other things. I think must have received a lot of notices from our side. We also conduct industry conclaves in which we take the feedback from the industry and facilitate with the schools in revising the curriculum which suits the industry needs. So we also facilitate the NASCOM programs, the 8 credit courses which you all might have gone through in your 5th and 6th semester on IoT, data analytics, product design, and cybersecurity. So apart from the placements, actually we also facilitate the internships. So as you all know, we have 6 months internships in your final semester and 2 months internships during your summers. That's during the pre-final year summer break. So we also facilitate those things. So since last year, we have been doing the higher education training also. So you might have seen notices from Dr. Anu Baisal, who's one of our assistant director, regarding the higher education career counseling and training that we provide. So this has been added into the placement cell for the last 1 year, and we have been doing that as well. Okay, we'll talk about the placement calendar. We usually do the registration in the month of January, February. I think all of you would have registered already. You will be registering into the NeoPAT portal, which is the placement portal. So the details of registration of the NeoPAT portal will be shown after my presentation. The details on how to have your profile updated on the placement portal, how to apply for a particular job. All these details will be updated after my presentation. So we have already done the registration. This is not a one-time registration. So in case if you have any misconception or if your friends have misconception, this is not a one-time registration. So some students might have arrears or backlogs. So they will not be eligible to register as of now, but they will be allowed to register as and when they clear the arrears. So we'll do one more registration once the next semester results are out. We will also do another registration when you are in the 8th semester, when your 7th semester results are out. So in case some of your friends could not register now, they would be allowed to register as and when they clear the arrears or the backlogs what they have. In February and March, we'll be doing training programs, orientation programs before we go in for start of the placement season, which is likely to start in the second week of July. So please do attend the training programs which is organized by the CDC. This will focus on the real-time selection process that you would be attending from July onwards. Please do not miss out on the training programs that we are organizing, that we are going to organize from the first week of March, and once the registration is completed. So we usually start our recruitments in the month of July. So last 3-4 years, we have started our recruitments on the reopening day of your 7th semester. So in case if you are doing a summer internships and things, actually you will complete it by July. And we start with the Super Dream company. So we have different categories of companies. So any company that offers more than 10 lakhs per annum is termed as Super Dream company. And within the Super Dream company, whichever company that offered the highest CTC, they get the initial slots. So last 3-4 years, again, based on the reputation VIT has got, can others go on mute, please? I'm getting disturbance. Karthikeyan, can you just go on mute? Yeah. So we start with the, we have shared the slot 1. That is the first day 1 of the Super Dream companies process with 5-6 companies. Companies that offered more than 25 lakhs per annum are given a shared day status. In the sense, actually, all the eligible students will, based on the eligibility criteria prescribed by the companies, they will go through the process. And in case if you get selected in more than one company, the student is allowed to choose one company of their choice based on the interest and the CTC offered. So July to August, we do Super Dream companies, followed by the Dream Campus recruitments. I'll talk about the categories on what basis these companies are categorized. So September, we have the IT services companies recruitments. IT services by which we mean TCS, Cognizant, Infosys, which are called mass hiring companies. We call it as mass hiring companies because they hire big number of students from VIT. So after that, again, we continue with the other category of companies. We still have Super Dream, Dream Campus recruitments, and our placement calendar is throughout the year. So unlike other institutions where we have a restricted period, when we start our recruitments in July, it continues throughout the year. You may have recruitments happening even during the CAT period, and you need not worry about that. We will give you attendance or OD so that you can attend the selection process. Except for Diwali holidays and term and exams, we will have placements happening on all the days of all the working days. And even on Saturdays and Sundays, the placement process may run even late nights. Okay, this is the categorization of companies. So we usually start our placement season with the PG internship process. So if you are from, I think a PG internship, what we mean is MTechs and MCAs. So they have a 10 months internship. So for them, the placement process will start in the month of March and April itself. And these guys will go and join them in the month of August. We start with the Super Dream companies. The companies which offer more than 10 lakhs per annum are given the Super Dream status, and the recruitment starts from July. So these are the categories of companies which we, the categorization is majorly based on the CTC. Some companies, though they may not fall in the 10 lakhs and above bracket, may be given a Super Dream status depending on the brand, the campus engagement they do on campus, the number of students they recruit. So even a company with a 9.5 CTC may be given a Super Dream status. So how do you find out the category of companies is to look at the placement notice, what we circulate among the students. So seeing the category of companies, you can decide actually whether the company is a Super Dream company or a Dream company. For the core engineering students, usually the placements, though we start in the 7th semester itself, most of the core engineering companies visit in the months between January to May. That is in their 8th semester if you are a BTech student. So we also in last three years back, actually we have introduced a concept of dream core offer. So in the sense, if you are placed in a dream IT company which is about 6 lakhs and above, say for example you get selected in a company like Deloitte, PwC or Musicma, which is an analytics company, you will be still eligible to attend a core engineering company like Tata Motors or Hyundai, which may visit in the 8th semester of your study. So we allow students to take multiple opportunities. The only thing is actually you cannot take a parallel offer. So you cannot take a parallel. If you take a super dream offer, you cannot go for another super dream offer. So you can go for your offer gets nullified there. And in case if you get a dream offer, you can still go for a super dream offer. In case if you get a super dream offer, and if you had say for example you got selected in a company like PwC which offered about 7 lakhs per annum, and you get a super dream offer with companies like Amazon or the product companies that come, your lower offer will get cancelled. So you cannot go back to your lower offer. So whenever you apply for a company, please ensure that you go through all the profile and other details so that you cannot reject the super dream offer. Once you get selected there, you cannot reject the offer. The higher offer stands and the lower offer gets cancelled. So these are the placement policy and guidelines. So if you are selected by a super dream company for placement, you will not be eligible for any further campus recruitment process. Some of the super dream companies will come both for placements and internships. They say, for example, if a company like Amazon comes for a recruitment drive, they say, for example, if they recruit 10 people, so 5 of them may be recruited as full-time placement and internship, and 5 other students may be recruited only for internship. In the sense, actually, after the internship evaluation, they may get converted. So as per the placement policy, in case if you are getting selected in a super dream internship company, selected in a super dream company for an internship, you will not be eligible for another super dream company that comes after that. The fact is that based on the previous records, we have seen the students who have got super dream internships, they are getting converted into super dream placement offers after the internship. So the conversion is more than 90%. So as a backup, we allow you to take a lower offer. In the sense, actually, in case if you get selected in Amazon as a super dream intern, if you got only super dream internship, you can still take a dream offer which is between 6 to 10 lakhs and keep it as a backup offer. So in case if the super dream internship company doesn't convert you, you can have a fallback on a dream offer that is between 6 and 10 lakhs. So these are some of the rules. These rules will be shared with you. It also will be there on the placement portal, so that in case if you have any CTC, any doubts regarding the placement process, you can see the eligibility criteria. So we also have last couple of years we have introduced another category called restricted dream offer. So some companies insist that their students should not be allowed for other process. Say for example, we had Deloitte visiting for last 2-3 years. So though their CTC is about 7 lakhs per annum, they didn't want their students to go and sit for a super dream company after the selection. So this also will be notified before the selection process itself. So we will say that if you are selected in a restricted dream offer, restricted company, you will not be eligible for another super dream company unless otherwise the CTC is more than double, which is about, in case if there is a company coming with 14 lakhs per annum, we will allow you for the process. So please look into the category of the company in which you are going to apply. So this is the placement portal. See, we follow a digitized placement process. So after my presentation, you will be shown a demo on how to register for a placement process. So how to update your profile, your academic details in the placement portal. We have a placement portal called Neopat. So you may not have option of changing your CGPA. CGPA will be taken from the respective controller offices. So the all other details, whatever you have given to the university. So in case if you have given 8.4 as your 12th CGPA, that has to be entered. So please do not round it off or change the CGPA. You will get into trouble as when you attend the selection process, or if you think that you have escaped the selection process by changing your marks, you will get caught at the time of joining. Your offer letter itself will be cancelled for cheating. So whatever you are given as per your university records, please mention that in the placement portal. So you can change your academic details later. If you want to update, actually you can update, and there is a request that has to be sent to the placement office and we will approve it. As far as CGPA is concerned, whatever CGPA is given by the controller's office or as per the academics record will be taken. So all other things related to the Neopat, the placement portal registration, will be done after my presentation. So I talked about training. So we will have different types of training before you go for the placement process. Our sincere advice to all of you is please don't take everything for granted. In the sense, actually, don't think that you know everything. Once the placement season starts, we may not have any training going on actually, because you may not have even time to breathe. Actually. So every other day there will be some 3 or 4 companies doing the recruitment. So usually we get about 700 plus companies on campus for recruitment, which means every other day there will be about 3 or 4 companies doing the recruitment process. So you would have gone through your soft skills courses right from first year to your pre-final year. Please brush up those aptitude skills because the things that were taught, you might have thought actually that this is nothing to do with your career. The importance of the soft skills courses that you have learned can be seen when you start attending your selection process. So they would have taught shortcuts or the concepts of aptitude. Please go through them. Actually, please brush up those things. I think you will also have the portal access for the soft skill training companies. Go and practice the tests which are there on the portal. We also will have some orientation sessions on resume building and attending virtual interviews, because though you are going to be there on campus, we are not sure actually whether the companies will come on campus for recruitment. They may still follow the last couple of years mode of doing virtual interviews. Whether it is virtual interview or physical interview, we will train you on how to attend interviews, and you will also have some mock interview sessions. Please do not miss out on any of the sessions actually, because this 2-3 months of preparation will define your career. So these are the number of companies that visit VIT for placements year on year. So last 4 years, we have attracted more than 700 companies on campus for recruitments. I think though the pandemic has not affected us, about 7,000 plus students have got placement. We have got about one shot of 3,000 super dream offers this year. In the sense, this is for your final year batch. 3,000 students out of 7,000 students getting 10 lakhs and above CTC is phenomenal in terms of our placement standards. So in case if you are not getting selected, if you are not eligible for any process for any super dream company, please do not worry. So we have enough number of companies that will come and hire you. Our average CTC is this is the number of dream offers. Our average CTC is about 8 lakhs the current final year, for the current final year. Okay, so I'll just take a couple of minutes on talking about the core engineering companies and automobile companies. So if you are from a core engineering branch, definitely you will get frustrated. Once the placement season starts, you would start seeing only the big IT companies coming and hiring students with FP packages of 10 lakhs. Your branch may not be eligible for any of the process actually, and there may be, if there are 50 companies, IT companies coming, there may be one or two core companies in between coming and doing the recruitment process. So this is the way it goes actually. So usually the core engineering companies visit in the 8th semester. Having said that, there are a lot of other companies that whether it is IT product or IT or consulting or analytics or even banks actually that come and hire the CSE and IT students, they also hire from the other branches. So since you have an option of dream core, our sincere advice is actually please take one job offer, whether it is an IT services or a dream IT company. Please take one offer and aspire for your core engineering offer. So you would see the logos of automobile companies. See, all these automobile companies do not visit many of the private engineering institutions. They have a very stringent accreditation process. So VIT is one of the very few institutes in the private sector which have got accreditation from all the automobile companies, which means all these automobile companies will come and hire from VIT. The numbers may be less. Their visit to VIT, the visit for campus recruitments may delay, but they will definitely come. So having said that, actually, not all of them will get into core engineering sector unless otherwise you are strong in your technical core engineering skills. It's going to be very tough for you to get into a core engineering company. So, please prepare the fundamental subjects actually which may be useful for you when you start attending the technical interviews. When you talk about the core engineering companies, again, companies like the public sector companies like Indian Oil Corporation or Engineers India or CPCL, these two companies, these public sector companies do not visit any of the private institutions actually. So VIT is one exception in southern part of India actually, where these public sector companies come and recruit the core engineering students actually. Again, these recruitments may get delayed. I urge you to attend all the companies that you are eligible, so that you have one job offer and then you can aspire for the bigger ones. We also will do only girl students eligible companies. So these are some of the companies, though they come for both gender hiring. Actually, they come exclusively for girls also for hiring the girl students actually. So these are some of the companies that hire the girl students through their exclusive drives. So these are some of the consulting companies which we are talking actually. Many of the companies allow all branch students for the selection process. So you have a good CTC and you also will be eligible for your core engineering jobs as and when it comes. Okay, so we talked about the process and the procedure. So what should you do in case if you are a CSE or IT student, your coding skills are going to be valued a lot. So these are some of the programming portals where you can practice your coding skills. So please go and practice and get into their leaderboard. So this will add a lot of value when you start attending the selection process. So I also will talk about some of the online courses. So the companies that come here for recruitment or the companies that come for the campus recruitment process see your self-learning ability. So in case if they see one or two courses, if you have done in your through Coursera or Udemy, so that is given a lot of value during the your interview process. See, most of the companies almost all the companies, you may not have a classroom teaching after you join the company. Actually, see, they will give you a task or a project and you have to do your own self-learning and start working on the projects or the tasks which are assigned. So the companies, this courses which you have it in your CV, if you have it in your CV, will showcase that you are capable of doing self-learning by doing this. That will show your self-learning capacity. So I urge you to have at least one or two courses on online courses on your CV before you come for the selection process. So we also have facilitated international internships and placements, though the numbers are less because of the COVID restrictions. Actually, in fact, we started in a big way with the Japanese companies coming and recruiting from VIT. Due to the COVID restrictions, we couldn't do much in the last couple of years. We expect this to be overturned in the coming years. I think hopefully your batch will have more international internships and placements when we start our placement season. So these are some of the placement records. So these companies are topmost companies. So these number of offers which they have made on campus actually has not been done by any other done at any other campus. Still, we have these records intact. We have also got into the Limca book of records for many times for our IT hiring. So I'll talk about the industry certification. So I talked about the self-learning courses on Coursera and others. So industry or any company that comes on campus actually gives a lot of value to the industry certification that you have done. So once you clear the test process and you go for the interview process, in case if you have done any of the certifications, then it gives you a lot of value in your interview process. So what is the difference between a online Coursera or the industry certification courses? That Coursera, you don't have an evaluation process, but in industry certification, you will have the evaluation process, and these certifications are valid even if after you join the companies. So most of the employees do this certification when after they complete about 2 or 3 years in their respective companies to get promotion or get into good domain. So here is an opportunity what VIT gives. So next week we will have an orientation program. So I think you would have already received a mail from the Dean Academics Office that in place of the 2-credit internship, industry internship, you can either do a industry certification. So this is an opportunity for you. I don't think many of the companies will give internships this year because of the COVID restrictions. So this is an opportunity for you to do an industry certification. So what I would suggest is next week we will have an orientation program wherein we have all these industry certification certifying bodies will come and make a presentation to all of you, and you can choose at least one certification after the presentation based on your interest and domain. Say for example, if you are interested in the cyber security, you can choose a cyber security certification and register and do it. And so it will serve multiple purposes. You get certified, you get into the domain which you want when you attend your selection process, and you also get your 2-credit industry internship credit, which you would have otherwise got by doing a industry internship. So just wait for one more week. You will start hear from us on so we will float a basket of certifications to you, and you can choose one of it and complete it. Ensure that you complete this before you come for the selection process. So you will have enough time, I think at least a month's vacation during your summer. So that will be your time to do the certification. So this will add a lot of value when you come for the placement process. Okay, the last couple of slides. So we have a plethora of companies visiting VIT for placements in various domains, whether it is IT or consulting or product or banks or core engineering companies, automobile companies. So we have a variety of companies visiting VIT. So what other college students do, they may not have this kind of opportunities. When we talk about 700 companies on campus, you have an option of choosing the companies, which means actually you'll have to do more preparation for the selection process. If you go and ask your friend who's studying in another private institution, so they will be talking about preparing for IT services recruitment. So you'll have to do much more than that actually to get into some of the good companies. So they search for this one, prepare for aptitude test, and they start attending the selection process. So what you should do? Yeah, so in case if you think that you are very good in programming, if you are from mechanical, civil or chemical, and think that if you are very good in your technical skills, but equally important is your aptitude skills actually. So unless otherwise you clear your aptitude test, which will be part of your selection process, you are not going to get into the second round. There are some companies which will have aptitude test as the first criteria to clear. Once you clear only, then you get into a programming round or a technical round even in the test process. So brush up your aptitude skills. Actually, take your soft skills curriculum, which was taught in the last 3 years. Go through the concepts, the shortcuts. This will help you in clearing the test process. Improve your soft skills. So we will do a lot of mock sessions for you before you go for the selection process. You also start practicing on how to present yourself during a selection process. Brush up your fundamentals. So most of the technical questions that will come during your technical interviews will be from your third or fourth semester. Actually, you cannot come and say that I have learned this in my third or fourth semester and I have forgotten this. That will not help. So brush up your fundamental skill. Create a digital footprint. If you do not have a LinkedIn account, create one. Start networking with the industry or the other agencies where the campus recruitments details are discussed, so that you are abreast of what's happening in the industry. Participate in online contests. So there may be, so we are floating a lot of contests. Not only us, actually, there may be a lot of other off-campus contests that will be floated by others. Please do participate in that. It will be very helpful when you start attempting the real-time test process. I already talked about industry certification. Most of the questions that come during the selection process will be from the lead code. So practice the lead code platform. If you are from CS and IT, brush up your algorithms and data structures. Get into leaderboards of the placement practice portals. Be strong in software engineering and operating systems, because once we start sharing the technical details, technical questions details, you will see that most of the questions come from these subjects. Have more internships on your CV. So this is again an important point. In case if you have done some small internships also, whether it is an internal project or 2 to 3 weeks of internships in any of the startups or any companies, please do mention that actually. So if you have an internal internship or a project that you have done with your faculty, please highlight them. So this adds a lot of value to your CV. The more number of internship you have on your CV will add value to your selection process. Okay, so next couple of slides we talk about the important points. First one is the eligibility criteria. So once we start circulating the placement notices, you will see the eligibility criteria for attending the selection process. So the important point to note is the eligibility criteria is not fixed by the placement center. So it is fixed by the companies. So you might see some of the companies that are coming in the first few months, first month or so, asking for 9 or 8.5 as a minimum eligibility criteria for the selection process. You may say to us that you are very good in programming skills, but lack in you have lesser CGPA. But the only problem is actually we don't have any say on that. So we don't put any restriction from the placement center on the eligibility criteria. If the company says actually all the students with 6 CGPA and above are eligible for process, we allow all of them for the process. If the company says it is only 9 and above, then we have to stick on to that actually. So there is no point in writing mails to us saying that my CGPA is less and I have not been included. Whatever CGPA that we prescribe on the notice will remain, and there is no negotiation on that. Again, on the eligibility criteria on the branches and courses offered, the courses and branches are selected by the recruiting company. So we share all the eligible branches that are available across all the 4 campuses to the companies, and the companies select the branches or the courses they want. So only those branches will be allowed for the selection process. So there is no point in again coming and negotiating with us, because there were instances where the students come and say last year the branch was there, this year they have taken out the branch. Actually, it's not like that. So last year they would have got a got projects in that particular domain. Say, for example, control and automation, they would have got a project and they would have recruited from that branch. So this year the project might have got closed, and this year they will not be allowing the branch for the selection process. So the important point to note is actually there is no point in sending mails through your school deans or proctors or the HODs or your parents writing to us or calling us. Actually will not help because it is not in our hands. So we would like to have maximum number of students participating in selection process. So in case your branch is not there or your eligibility criteria is above your CGPA, please do not mail us. So all placement queries should be sent only to the following mail IDs. No phone calls will be entertained. Please don't call any of the placement team members. We have about 6,000 students registering for placement. So even if 100 students call and ask for queries, we would love to speak to you. But the only problem is actually we will have to coordinate with the recruitment process, because as in every day there will be some 5-6 companies who are doing the recruitment process. So if you have any genuine queries, please mail to this mail IDs. We will also put that on the placement portal. We will all have all the placement policies and guidelines and the FAQs, the queries that may rise up in your mind. All this will be on the placement portal. So in case if you get a query or a doubt, please go and check the FAQ. And if it is not there and if it's going to be a genuine query, please mail us so that we will address it. And you cannot expect a immediate response for that. It may take about a day or two. Our team will revert if the query is genuine. They will get an answer for that. Okay, so regarding the placement process, we do not compel anyone to sit for any selection process. It is all voluntary registration. So through the placement portal, we will publish the company that is visiting with the recruitment details, which will have the CTC offered, which will have the job profile of the company profile, the job profile. So once you register, you need to attend the selection process. So once we publish, actually you go into the portal and accept or decline the job post which has been posted. So once you accept, you have to attend the selection process. So which means actually you'll have to be very careful before applying for a particular company or a job profile. So we will also share the job profile. You also have to do a certain homework on going to googling about the company, or going into Quora or Glassdoor and see about the company and the job profile, and then apply for the company. So the question may come, actually, when can I withdraw from the selection process? So in case if you apply and the terms and conditions which are not told in the job notification is told during the pre-placement talk, and if you are not happy with the conditions that are imposed by the company, you can withdraw from the selection process by sending a mail or giving a letter to the placement coordinator who will be coordinating the pre-placement talk. The reason has to be genuine. Say for example, if the service agreement or the bond is not mentioned in the job profile which we shared, and the company comes and says that you need to sign a service agreement after joining the company, and if you are not interested in doing that, actually you can mention that, saying that I'm not interested in for a service to sign a service agreement. Then you write a letter and give it to us, and you can withdraw from the selection process. But the same reason will be followed for all other companies as well. So any company that comes with a service agreement, you will not be eligible for that process. So when you give us a reason, actually it has to be genuine, and you can withdraw from the selection process. So once you start attending the test process, there is no point in there is no way of getting out of the selection process. You'll have to attend the selection process. So once the company announces the result, you are deemed to be selected. In the sense, actually, either you get a notification from the placement office or from the company, you are selected in the selection process. You will not be eligible for the other process. So there may be instances, in the sense, actually, you would have got selected in one company, and the company would have announced the results, but the second process will be going on, wherein the second company's process will be going on, wherein your name will be there either in the applied list or in the short list. You will have to withdraw from the selection process. In the sense, actually, you are not eligible to go through the process. So you will have to inform the placement office or the company in case if the placement office has not informed you, saying that you have already got a placement and you are not eligible for the process. So if the result is announced either by the placement office or by the recruiting company, you will not be eligible to sit for the next company. This the other thing, important thing which is to notice, all the placement process application for a particular job will have a deadline. So if you say that you will have to apply before 22nd February 11 a.m., the registration process closes there. After that, you will not be eligible to apply. In the sense that there is no manual registration we do because we cater to 5,000 plus students. So once the portal registration gets over and the deadline gets over, you will not be eligible to apply. There is no point in sending a mail to us saying that I have missed out on the registration due to bad bandwidth, or I was traveling. So all these excuses may not work. In the sense, actually, don't send any mails either through your deans or the HODs, again the proctors or your parent. If the deadline is closed, the deadline is closed. You can go and sit for the next process. Regarding this suspension, in case if you have any medical emergency or medical issue, if you are missing out on a particular selection process, the letter has to, the mail has to reach us on the Pat Queries mail before the selection process. On the day of the selection process, before the start of the selection process, you'll have to mail us saying that I have a medical issue, and that has to be justified with a medical certificate. Otherwise, you will get a 2-week suspension, and the medical certificate has to be from the VAT sales center. We do not take medical certificates from outside. So if you, because most of you will be on campus attending the selection process from July onwards. So in case if you have medical issue, you'll have to mail us before the start of the process and justify it by a medical certificate issued by the VAT sales center. Okay, so we are very strict on the way you behave yourself. Any misbehavior or malpractice, copying, or anything which is reported either by the placement team or by the recruiting company will be taken very seriously and will be reported to registrars, okay, for disciplinary action. So misbehavior with the placement team also we take it very seriously. So any shouting at our placement team, whether it is a faculty coordinator or a student coordinator, you will be out of the placement process. So the only thing which you have to understand is we are working for you. In the sense, actually, we have to do multiple roles or multiple jobs for getting you a job. In the sense, actually, the entire process runs throughout the night. You will see once you start attending the selection process how it is being coordinated by the placement team, and we are very, very small team. So we are less than 10 people who are going to coordinate this 5,000 students placements, 5,000 or 6,000 students placements, or 700 companies on campus. So please understand and cooperate with us, and we will be more than happy to help you. So there are also instances that some students miss out on the pre-placement talks and come directly to the test process. Please note that attending pre-placement talks is mandatory. Please, pre-placement talks are also part of the selection process. So if you are missing out on the pre-placement talk, you will not be allowed to attend the test process or the interview process. So please ensure that you attend all the pre-placement talks. So another thing is, actually there will maybe multiple companies doing recruitments on a given day. So if you are attending 2 or 3 companies recruitment process, and the 2 or more companies announce the result on the same day, and you get selected in more than 2 or 3 companies, you have an option of choosing the company. So we will give you an option to choose the company. But in case, actually, if there are 2, you start a process on Monday with 2 companies, one company announces the results on Monday, and the second company announces the result on Tuesday, you will have to choose the company that announced the result on Monday. So we are putting pressure on the companies to announce the result as early as possible. So So if the results are announced on the same day by two companies, and if you are selected in two companies, you are eligible to choose one company of your choice. And if the results are announced one day after the other, the first company which announced the result, you will have to take the offer. All communications with the company should be routed only through the CDC. So we do not allow students or the parents writing directly to the companies. We don't allow anybody to influence any of the recruiters. We follow a very, very transparent and unbiased process. So any such direct communications or misrepresentation of facts will lead to blacklisting or suspension from the recruitment process. Okay, I will also talk about the importance of attending IT services recruitments. So yeah, everyone wants to get a 10 lakhs offer. That's absolutely no doubt about it, and we should get it actually. But our advice to you is not all of them get. So if you take about 7,000 people, only 3,000 people could get the super dream offers, or very few students could get a core engineering or a dream offer. So there are students who missed out on IT services recruitments, and now they are attending even a 3 lakh job offer. Now they are ready to attend, because during the placement season in September, most of the companies will come and go in the 7th semester itself, the IT companies and other consulting companies. So it is important to attend an IT services company's recruitment and take one offer. What we are saying is actually at least have one job offer in your hand and aspire for your bigger offers, whether it is a dream or dream IT or dream core or super dream. So and this also adds value to your selection process, what you attend after the IT services company's recruitment. Most of the companies, whether it's dream or super dream companies that visit after the IT services company's recruitment, they ask us to map the student selection in the list which we share with them. Say for example, if a company like PwC comes, they will ask actually just map the students who already have an offer with the IT services companies like TCS or a Cognizant, and this is given a value. This adds value when you attend your technical interviews, because you have already gone through a selection process. You are selected in another company, and this gives a one level of screening for them. So they are also sure that certain that the student is good by the way he has attended the selection process and he has got selected. And take it from me, these when we say these are all mass hiring companies, they don't come and recruit just like that. All our seniors have got placement because of the efforts they have put even to get into an IT services companies recruitment. They are all not into charity, unless otherwise you are good in aptitude, and these companies also have included programming in their selection process. So unless otherwise you clear the selection process, nobody is going to recruit. So when we call it as mass hiring company, it doesn't literally mean it's a mass hiring company. They have recruited in big numbers because our students have qualified. So they have put their effort. So my advice to all of you is actually at least have one IT services company's offer, and we do not restrict any of the students who got an IT services offer to not to attend any further interviews. They are eligible for all recruitments after the IT services. So if you are aspiring to do your higher education, please have one a job offer as a backup, which is as per our policy, you can take only IT services offer as a backup. Keep it and aspire for your higher education. We also mentioned during the registration process itself, in case if you decline any super dream or dream offer, whether it's an internship or placements, you will have to do an additional academic course. The additional academic course will be decided by your school, and we have started implementing this from your senior batch. Many students actually who thought in a lighter vein, they are struggling now. They have to complete one academic course to complete their degree. So I'm not threatening you again. In case if you have already decided to go for higher studies, please do not register for placements. Please proceed in the way, give the chance to the others who are aspiring to get a job, who are desperate to get a job. So we will also float a Google Doc after the orientation. If you want to withdraw from the placement process, If you have plans of doing your higher education, we will float a Google Doc sometime next week. You can withdraw and we will reimburse your placement fee so that you can go on your way. And this reimbursement will not happen after that. So once you pay your placement registration fee, the reimbursement will not happen. We will give you one more chance in case if you are going for higher education, you can withdraw from the selection process. As I told, the visit of core companies, most of the core engineering companies, the placement calendar itself will be in the 8th semester. So please do not get frustrated as and when you see the lot of notices come. You will see a lot of 50 or 60 notices come for the IT recruitment, and you will have one or two in the core engineering sector during your the month of July, August. Having said that, the non-CS students also have gone through the Java courses in your 5th and 6th semester. We will be doing a test process by March and identify the top coders from the non-CS branches. So based on the scores, we will shortlist about 200 students based on the programming scores and skills. We will shortlist 200 students from the non-CS branches, and we will send this students list to the IT companies, IT product companies, or the super dream companies and dream companies where these branches are not eligible. Where you are, if you are from a mechanical branch, and if your branch is not eligible for a process, we will send this 200 students list who are considered to be top coders based on the test we do, and request the company to allow you for the initial selection process. So if you are good, actually you can go through the process and get selected. So I'm not guaranteeing that all the companies would allow, but in the past, most of the companies have taken our recommendation and allowed these students to get into the selection process. So you will have the non-CS students. You have another couple of weeks time before we go for this test process to identify the top coders for the super dream companies. So you can start preparing for the test process. We will share the details very shortly. Okay, I already talked about companies recruiting for internships. So super dream companies or dream companies that come, they hire for both internship and placements. If you have got only, say for example, if PayPal has come and recruited you only for super dream internship, you will not be eligible for another super dream company which comes after that. So you will be eligible only for a dream company offer, which you can keep it as a backup. Okay, this is all from our side. So whatever I have communicated or whatever I have told, please pass it on to the students who have not attended the orientation. All these details will be there on the placement portal, the policies which we have shared, the do's and don'ts, the placement calendar. Everything will be there on the placement portal. We also will have the FAQs that may come to your mind so that you can see whether your queries are answered. So in case the last point which we want to iterate is, please do not call us on mobiles, and we will have more orientation sessions in a smaller groups. When you join the campus, when you come back to the campus, I, on behalf of the CDC team, welcome you all to the VIT campuses, and I wish you all the very best for your upcoming placement season. Just stay back for another 10-15 minutes time. You will get to see the details of how to update your profile and add your academic details in the placement portal. Thank you. Just stay back.
Sir, summer internship academic.
Yeah. Okay. So some of you have got summer internship through the CDC. So whoever has got a summer internship through CDC, you need not worry, because I think there is a clash in the placement calendar. So if you are going to do an online internship, we will request the companies to give you 4 or 5 days, 5 days leave to give your physical term and exams when you are on campus. During the class hours, we will give you OD. In the sense, you can stay back on the campus and do the online internship. In case if the companies insist that you need to come to their offices to do the internship, you will be eligible for a refat, and OD will be given by the PAT for your class hours as and when you start your internship. And once you come back, you can come and give your refat that has been already approved by the academics office. and we will not consider this as an arrear. You will be still eligible for the placement process when you start attending the placement process. So all this we will finalize sometime in April. By that time, you would get to know what will be your joining date on the summer internships, whether it's going to be offline or online. We will get to know by April. Once we get to know that, and then we can proceed with the process, whether you will have a refat or you will have OD on campus. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for your detailed and clear presentation towards students' requirement and the process, how it is going to happen. Ramanathan and Kavya and team from Neopad, you can take your time for another 30 minutes.
Hi students, so this is Ramanathan from Neopad. So I will be putting in front of you our product Neopad, where you will be accessing our portal to manage and do all kind of placement activities. So I will start my part by sharing my screen first. So yes, so I hope that my screen is visible. So you will be receiving a mail ID, email ID of our portal, and also the password of our portal for you to log into our panel. So the first thing you should know so the URL is the placement .bat. This is the URL. With respect to URL, you will have to consider this as my mail ID. So if this is my mail ID, I will be entering this as once I when I click on next. So if my is portal, so consider that most of the cases at default panel. So the characters before the @ symbol would be the password. So for example, if your is being student at exam.io. So your default password will be student. So with your password, so now you will be dropped into this respective dashboards or drives panel. So once you are dropped into this respective drives panel, the first thing you will be doing is that you will be having an overview in our portal. So in our portal, in the first page, you will be having an overview on from right side. So for example, this is an option for you to log out of this respective ID. So the second one is for notifications. So if you have any notifications which is needed to be addressed, so those will be mentioned in this respective notification panel. So you can ignore this respective part, and the fourth one is the search icon. So this respective search icon is to find anything which is needed to be on your so the next thing is we can do under this for you. Yes. So I hope that you all had a previous access to our courses, and now you logging after you logging into here is a page you will be putting in your password, and when you confirm and move it, you will have a provision to update your password. So once you update your password, this is for your confidentiality, and once this is being done, you that is the profile. So when it comes to the drives sector or the drives, so keeping this as a provided by the respective companies, so you must make sure that you have an updated profile panel. So starting from us, actually you can check from the campus. So since it is a kind of demo campus, Since it's a kind of demo campus, this is being mentioned as testing. So if you are from Vellore, Chennai or Bhopal campus, yes. So since it is a kind of demo campus, it is being mentioned as testing. So if you are from Vellore or Chennai or Bhopal campuses, those campus will be mentioned over here. So make sure that after end of the day, you all the profile, check your profile and also your other details, so that you can also request updation from the CTC cell. So it will be mentioned over here, and also the degree will be mentioned over here. So after checking these basic details, in this left side you will be having your name, your first name, last name, and also your registration number and your email ID and tags if you say if any provided, and also the profile status. So, or if you have any updates with respect to your registration number or any corrections with respect to those aspects. So, with respect to email ID, you can say you can't request for an approval directly or update it. So, with respect to your mail ID, you can only contact your CTC cell to update for the same. But you can update your name and also your registration number using this respective panel. So, if my name is needed to be updated, I can enter the name as per my requirement, and I can also update as per my. So the profile status is approved. So you should also make sure that your profile status is being approved or not. So if your profile status is not in an approved state, you will not be eligible for any kind of drives aspect. So please do make sure please do make sure that your profile status is in approved, so that you will be eligible for the upcoming drives. So the second part is respect to profile panel is your academic details. So under academic details, your all kind of academic percentage and CGPA will be first, that is your 10, 12, your diploma and UG and PG, and your background. So interested populations or not. So this detail is being updated from the admin side. That is our CDC cell. So they will be providing us these details. So for example, if I am a kind of student who needs an update with respect to this UG percentage. So for example, if my UG percentage up to 6th sem is 65%, and as of 7th sem, after passing out from 6th sem to 7th
Mr. Ramanathan, Mr. Ramanathan.
To 67 or 70%. So if I need,
Ramanathan, I think you have a weak signal. Can you make sure that you don't drop in your drop during your presentation?
Sure. 1 minute, sir. I will check it again.
Make sure your signal is strong enough to have a continued flow. Sorry to stop you here. Go ahead.
Sure, sir. No. I will check 1 minute, sir. Sir, is it fine now, sir?
Seems to be okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, students. So we have an option to see our details which has been updated from our admin side. So if I am a student, if I need to have an update in those UG percentage or CCPA, I can also raise a request in those aspects. For example, if the UG percentage has been updated from 65 to 70, the thing is that you cannot directly update in our portal. You will be raising a request, where a request will be sent to the admin side by using this new details panel. So you can also see that I have already raised the request over here. That is the 10% is not 80, that is 85%, and also my 12% is not 10%, that is a 10 CGPA. So also I have also a request for UG percentage. So I will also mentioning it as a percentage or CGPA. So once this has been updated, for example, if I need anything which is needed to be updated, I can also put in those over here, and I will be clicking on this send request to approve from this admin side. So now the admins will have a message or notification regarding the same, and they will approve us on this same aspect. So this is how you can update your academic details at the end of each and every semester. But at the starting stage, please do make sure that you get into this respective profile panel from from top to bottom. Please do make sure that all kind of details with respect to you is being updated. So after mentioning all those details and things, and below we also have some additional information with respect to you, and these details are nothing but your Aadhaar number or PAN number, your mobile number, and your passed out year, and these kind of other educational or profile biodata details will be mentioned over here. So this also should be updated. If it is also needed to be updated, you can click on this and take on and update as same as I mentioned earlier. So once these updations are being done, so the last part is your resume. So the most important part is that please do make sure that you update the standard resume of yours, and also please do make sure that the resume is being updated on a regular basis from your side. So the procedure to upload a resume is when you click on this upload resume, you will be directed into your files panel. By clicking on this any items, you can select it and you can upload your resume using this respective part. So after putting in all kind of details with respect to profile panel, now your profile has been ready. So now this is to make sure that you will be eligible and capable for all kind of drives in case you meet all kind of eligibility criteria. So unless and until you don't have a proper profile setup, you will not be eligible or capable for the upcoming drives. So the first thing is that please do make sure that you get into the profiles panel and update all kind of details with respect to your academics and also your biodata. So students, so once you are done with the profile panel, so the next part is that you will be moving on to this respective drives panel. So under this drives panel, you will be having two sub panels, that is the my drives and other would be the all drives. So my drives all simply means that the drives which are eligible for you. So all drives is the number of drives being floated for your whole batch or your whole department. So under my drives, you have a number statistics over here below, that number of drives which are being available, and the selected number, that is the one I have got selected, and not selected is 1, and waiting for result is 0. So below this respective dashboard panel, you also have a provision to sort or filter. So since we have only just two drives that's been available over here, you don't require those options, but just imagine that you have around 50 to 60 to 100 number of drives. So if you need to sort it out in your required aspects, you can use those sort or filter options. So under sort options, you can sort from A to Z or Z to A, and then date ascending and date descending. So for example, if you need to know that which is the upcoming drive, so that I can practice accordingly, you can put on this date descending, and so that those will be arranged on a descending manner, so that you can make sure that you are planning your schedule accordingly. So the next part is that filter by status. So the status is nothing but the status of the drives. So the drives not only have a status of opt-in or opt-out or upcoming. So they have some more status. That is the first thing is this upcoming. So upcoming drives are nothing but the drives those you are eligible, and these are the drives are not yet completed. These are the upcoming stages. So the eligible drives are nothing but where your eligibility criteria meets out the requirement of the company's eligibility criteria. So now you are eligible, and those drives will be listed, or those drives will only be listed when you click on this respective status. So the third one is the opted in. So for example, just imagine that you are eligible for a respective drive and you have opted in. So opted in is nothing but accept. So as of now, you have opted in and opted out for accept and decline. So in the future cases, this respective opted in will be updated to accepted, and opted out will be updated to decline. So opted in is that you are accepting a drive, and opted out is that you are declining for a drive. So opted, when you click on opted, the drives you have opted in will only be displayed on this respective scenario. And the fourth scenario is the place. So if you have attained for a respective drive and you have placed the same, so the number of drives placed will be listed over. So the fifth one is the rejected. So if you are rejected from round 2 or round 3 in any of a specific drive, so those list of drives will be listed over here. So the last one is the opted out. So the opted out is nothing but declining a drive. So when a drive is being floated, you will have an option, two options. That is, if you are eligible for the drive, you have two options. That is, accepting for a drive or declining for a drive, which is accepting means opt in and declining means opt out. So if you opt out or decline, so those drives will be listed over here. So the next one is the job type. So the job type is nothing but full time, part time, and also internship come full time and only internship or summer internship, whatever may be the drive type. So we have a number of drive types. So if you need to filter out in those aspects only, you will have a provision to do so also. So the last one is this salary filter option. So if you are a kind of students who are looking for only a kind of super dream offers, you can move on, click on this respective part, so that only the packages beyond 10 lakhs per annum will be visible for you. So this is how you can use this filter and sort by option, students, and you also have a provision to search out the drive which you needed. For example, if you have 50 to 100 of drive, so to find out or filter out in any of the cases, you can also search using this respective search pattern. So now the first thing is that I will be showing you that the scenarios of a drive. So imagine that this is a drive which is being floated from our admin side. So this is for the drive role developer, and also the company's name is recruitment drive. And we have this for the location Chennai and Bangalore, and also the package of this respective drive is 9 lakh per annum. So it starts from 25th of 2022, and the status of the drive is upcoming. So if I need to get a microscopic view of this respective drive, I will be clicking on this drive. So now I have an overview and also a detailed view of this respective drive. So now I'll be able to see the detailed view of this respective drive. So I have a drive name over here, company's name over here, and also the drive type. So now I have some written content which has been mentioned over here, which is nothing but the other drive details which has been updated from our admins. So this means that you should definitely go through all kind of details which has been provided under each and every drive. So before you opt in or opt out for a specific drive, so please do make sure that you go through each and every kind of details which is being provided in our portal from top to bottom before you opt in for a specific drive. So there may be also some terms and conditions which will be mentioned, or anything which will be mentioned in this week which will be important in the future cases. So please do make sure that you go through all kind of details which is being mentioned here. So we also have some skills required so that you can get to know this and plan your schedules or plan your training modules as per this respective requirement. So once you go through this respective details, and now you have an option to download file. So this download file is nothing but the job description file. So the admins will be updating the job description file in their admin side. Now we will be having those job description over here. So in this scenario, you need not to check with the respective CDC cell regarding any kind of details, where the job description and also the other details, and each and every kind of details will be mentioned in these below manner. So you can also download by clicking on this, and you will be provided with the link, and by clicking on this respective link, you will be able to download the JD of this respective file. So now I also have the other details such as profile. So this is for the profile developer and drive type. So this is a kind of dream offer since there is 9 lakh per annum. So I have also the salary which is being mentioned over here, and then the location Chennai and Bangalore. So I also have an overview of this chain like structured of the respective interview process. So this means that there are only 2 rounds as of now which has been updated. I am in the first, not in the first round, I am in the overview process. Where under overview, when I click on this overview, I will be able to see the in detailed things which is needed to be noted before you opt in for a drive, which is your placement date. So under placement date, you will be able to see that Feb 25th, 2022, and in bracket we see that it is a tentative date. So tentative is nothing but there are only 2 status with respect to placement date, which is tentative, and other one is the confirmed date. So confirmed date is nothing but if Feb 25 is confirmed, so you will be having your round ones from Feb 25. So if it is a kind of tentative date, this definitely means that you have this respective date is tentative, and this can be updated in the future cases. So the thing is that you need not to worry on those scenarios also. You should also check your portal on recent basis, or to check the status of the status of the drive and those things. And you will also be intimated through mail that whatever actions which has been taken over from are taken over with respect to drives. For example, if a drive date has been updated, you will receive a mail. So if a drive is being floated or which is being polled, you will be receiving a drive. So if a drive is being polled and you are eligible for the drive, you will be receiving a drive, receiving a mail. So if a drive is being floated and you are not eligible for a drive, and you will be notified for the same, mentioning that you are not eligible for this respective drive, and please do check your eligibility criteria. So we also have a provision to check why you are eligible and why you are not eligible. So the next thing is that the last day to apply. So this will also show the timings within which you should apply for this respective drive. So please do make sure that you do apply or enroll for any kind of drive which is being floated within the last day to apply. Because after the last date of apply, you will not have provision to update or accept for this respective drive. So below that, you will be also having the detailed view on the round status. So PPT is nothing but pre-placement talk. So the first round, before the first round is the pre-placement talk, so which is on Feb 19, 2022 in auditorium. So the round one is on online assessment. So online assessment is on Feb 25th, that is on 9 AM. So those things with respect to the details with respect to venue will be announced later. So the round two is the technical interview, which is on Feb 26th on 9 AM, and the venue will be announced later. So below this, we have an option to tap to view eligibility criteria, link to view. So we also have a provision to check our eligibility criteria, which has been requested for the respective company, and your data, where you will have a cross check on those both, and which shows you that why you are eligible for the respective drive. So the first, there are kind of 5 to 10 to 15 number of criteria. The first criteria is that the profile approved status on Feb 21, 2022, 3 PM. So this means that the first criteria for any kind of drive where you need to opt in or opt out for a drive is that your approved status. So your profile status must be approved for that, so that you will be able to be eligible for the drive and you can opt in for a drive. So the requirement, the eligibility is approved and your data is approved. So this had a cross check over these two scenarios, and now you are eligible for a drive, so which is being denoted using this respective green color tick mark. So now the second criteria is the degree. So the degrees which is being eligible for the respective drive is the testing BE mechanical and testing. So you are under testing BE mechanical. So this has a cross check with each other, and this shows that you are eligible for the respective drive. So likewise, you also have 10th, 12th, and diploma UG PG, where, for example, the 10th percentage of the respective student should be above 60 or 60% and above, and 6 or 60 be above. So you have an 80% of your 10th percentage, and now you are eligible for the respective drive. So having a cross check with all kind of details is being provided from your side. You will be having a cross check with the data which is being required, and you will be having an eligibility criteria table assets. So if you are not eligible, for example, if you have only 50% in your 12th mark, and you will have a cross mark with the red icon over here mentioning that you are not eligible for the respective drive. So after having all those details with respect to drive, now I can opt in or opt out for a respective drive. So now I have already done an action that opted out. So I can also opt in under the cases where, so this will be confirmed for the CDC cell that a drive can be floated with two types of action. That is, a drive can have multiple actions. That is, within the last day to apply, the student can do opt-in or opt-out if the provision is being provided by the CDC cell. So there are some scenarios where the college will, where the CDC cell will be providing only one action where you can only do opt-in or opt-out. But as of this respective drive, we have a provision to opt-in or opt-out. As of now, I have previously opted in. So after getting into these details on a microscopic view, I am interested for this respective drive, and now I can also opt in. So before you opt in, you will be having a pop-up which will be look like this, and there you will have some questions which is being raised by the admin. So imagine that whenever you apply for a respective drive, there are some kind of details which should be required by the respective company. So those questions will be raised from you using this respective pop-up panel, where you will have to answer 4 to 5 kind of questions. That may be a kind of question where have you done any internship in this respective field, or that also might be a question as what is your preferred work location, and there are also questions like write about yourself, and there are also kind of terms and conditions option where this is a 2-year bonded company drive. So please do make sure that you go through the JD and then you opt in. So these kind of questions and details will be raised using this respective drive required additional details. So after you putting in all those details and then you must click on save. So one and only if you answer all kind of those questions, you will have another pop-up showing that please type opt-in in text box to confirm. So this is to confirm that at no other scenarios you can say that unfortunately I have opted in or opted out. So this is for a confirmation that only if you manually type in this respective panel as opt-in, you will be opted in for or accepted for the respective drive. So for kind notification, I am mentioning it again. Opt-in is nothing but the accepting the drive, accept. So opt-out is declining the drive. So in future cases, you will be having here as accept. So after mentioning it as opt-in or accept, when you click on confirm, now you will be opted in for the respective drive. So now it will be showing it as opted in, and I also have a provision to opt out till the last date to apply. If the CDC cell have provided or updated this respective drive in this aspect. So now I will also show you other aspects of our drive, other aspects of drive look like. So this is a drive which I am eligible and I have done some opt-in or opt-out actions. So imagine that there is a drive which I am not eligible. So this is a drive for the role developer and QA analyst. So for this respective drive, I am not eligible. And this is from the company I A recruitment drive. And also this is from the location Chennai, Bangalore, and Mumbai, and also multiple profiles drive. To get to know the reasons why I am not eligible, I will be clicking on this respective drive. So once I click on and look into this respective drive, when I click on expand, I will also have some details of the drive which has been mentioned from the admin. After getting in all, looking into all these details, the next thing is that I will also check out the profile, and since it's a multiple profile, so you should also make sure that a drive will not only have only one role, it will also have some 2 to 3 kind of roles. So for example, Ascensor 2022 drive will also come in for software engineer and also full stack and backend developer. So there is a kind of this respective drives for 3 different roles. So before you opt in, please do make sure that you select your interested profile and then you opt in. So after getting to know about the profile and also the drive type and also the salary, since it is for multiple profiles, the salary will be mentioned below. So the next is the location, which is on Chennai, Bengaluru, and Mumbai. So you are not eligible for the respective drive. So we will also be able to see the reason why you are not eligible below. So here you will be having a chain-like structure denoting that this respective drive has 3 rounds as of now. So also the eligibility criteria. So where the placement date has been mentioned and last date to apply as I mentioned earlier. So if I am not eligible for respective drive, I will also have a tab showing that why I am not eligible. So the drive, the criteria which had a clash with my respective data and which made me not eligible for respective drive is this respective part where UG required percentage for this respective drive is 70% or 7 CGPA, but my data is only 65%. So this is the reason why I am not eligible for a respective drive. So knowing this, we need not to check with the CDC cell through call or mail stating that why I am not eligible. In our portal itself, you have a provision to check why you are not eligible. So after checking the reason why you are not eligible, and we also have a detailed structuring of the profile panel. So where the profile salary, sorry. So we have 2 profiles, one is for developer and another is for QA analyst. So under developer, we have a salary of CPC of 7.5 lakh per annum, and the QA analyst is of 4.5 to 5.25 lakh per annum. So have a description on this respective part. We also have a provision to show you that the range of the respective salary and also the split of the salary. For example, if you need to get to know that what is the fixed salary and what is the bonus pay and what is the variable pay and what is the incentive and these kind of split will be mentioned over using this respective description panel. So in this description panel, you'll be able to see the fixed pay and also the variable pay and bonus pay and any other details which has been updated from our admin side will be displayed using this respective part. So now we have a microscopic view on this respective drive where we have the details, we have the JD and also the profile, drive type, salary, location and the eligibility criteria and also the placement date, last date to apply and also the salary split up. And after having a view on all these details, we also have a provision to check the selection process for the same. By clicking on this link, you will be also be able to see the selection process where these are the rounds. So PPT is the pre-placement talk, and R1 is the round 1, round 2, round 3. So the view, for example, pre-placement talk. So when is the pre-placement talk and venue of the pre-placement talk, and also the round 1, round 2, and the dates of this respective rounds, and also the venue will be mentioned in this respective form. So after getting to know all these details, after getting to know that I'm eligible using due to this respective reason, I can also plan my schedule accordingly to update my CGPA or plan to update or upskill my CGPA in the upcoming semester. So I will also show you another scenario where if you are placed student, so this is a drive where for the role QA analyst, so you are placed. Now for the drive recruitment drive and also the location and also the salary is being mentioned. So the offer type is full time. So if it is a kind of placed drive, so the same kind of structuring will be mentioned, all kind of details and also the round venue and also the round details, the placement date and also the last date of apply and additional details. Everything will be the same as I showed you earlier in the previous panel. So you will have another tag as placed. So which denotes that if you are a placed student, you will have another option or another duty to do is that you need to upload your offer letter, which is a major part. So if you need to upload your offer letter, by clicking on this, you will be pushed into your files or desktop where you can select the required PDF or your offer letter. By selecting those, your offer letter will be uploaded where your CDCCL will be using or downloading those for their uses. So this is how a placed drive looks like, and this is the action which you need to do or duty which you need to do after you're getting placed. So you can also check your eligibility criteria as I mentioned over here by clicking on this link. So you also have a provision to check the eligibility criteria, which I have a comparative check between these two, where your data and also the eligibility will have a check. So these are the three scenarios where one is eligible. If you are eligible, what are the things which you needed to do, and what are the actions you need to do if you are not eligible, and if you are eligible and you have taken part in the placement drive, and if you are placed, and what are the action items you need to do under those scenarios. So after having a complete placement season, you will also have an option called dashboard. So under dashboard, we have drive dashboard. So this drive dashboard helps you to have an overview on your respective performance status on this respective drive placement season. So for example, this respective dashboard panel shows me an overview of how many drives are available or being floated for your batch, and also your degree, and also how many drives you are eligible for and how many drives you are not eligible for, and manually added drive, so applied drives, and also not selected drives and offered. And under these, we also have some several in detailed sectors such as opt-in drive detailed status. That is that how many drives you have opted in. So those opted in drives detailed status will be mentioned over here, and also the round type by status. So this is a kind of panel where you can get to know that how many drives you have attended, and with respect to rounds. That is that, for example, for 3 type of drives you have attended for the online assessment, and all the 3 rounds. In one respective round you are waitlisted, and 2 scenarios you are selected. So this shows that I need to practice on a minimum basis on this respective panel. But with respect to HR, I have attempted one time for HR round, but I have not selected from HR round one day. So this shows that you need to practice on these scenarios, and this is to help you with respect to develop and enhance your skills, interpersonal skills for your self-realization. And also we have a round, strong and weak area. This shows that in online assessments, I have crossed in 2 times and failed 1 time. So this shows that you need to have a minimal exercise or minimal practice in online assessments. And with respect to HR, you need a full focus. So kind of HR or GD or a kind of personal interview rounds, you need more focus on those aspects. And you are very good with respect to technical interview. So because in technical interview you have attended 2 times and you have selected on those 2 times. So this is to find out your strength and weak area. So this brown color shows your strength, and also this light blue shows your weak area. And also we have a list of your best performing drives and also your least performing drives. So, and we also have a provision to check out the eligible but not opted in drives and not eligible drives. So below which you will be able to see the round wise opt-in drive status. So this shows me the detailed structure of a specific drive. For example, if this is an IMEO recruitment drive of company IMEO.ai, and the total number of rounds is 3 and attempted is 3. So the first and second round, third rounds. So I have attempted it 3 times, and with respect to round 1, I have selected 3 times and my review is good. So this is to make sure that with respect to HR round, I am bad. So this shows me that I need to enhance my interpersonal skills with respect to HR and also the GD and those aspects. So this is to have a self-realization or interpersonal development with respect to the placement season, to have an overview or a practice kind of structuring of your practice sessions. So yes, students, so this is with respect to our near-pack placement ERP tool, where you will be using this tool to opt in or opt out or accept or decline for your upcoming drives in the upcoming placement season. So this is as important as your courses and your degree is. So please do make sure that you have a complete knowledge on this portal by having surfing through this respective portal, so that you will be able to access all the opportunities. Yes, sir. So that is done from my side, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Ramanathan,
Yes, sir.
for a very detailed presentation. Students will be sending the SOP and how to use this particular software as well. So we'll be sending you a booklet in this regard. Thank you, one and all who are present here. Thanks to CTS team and Vellore CDC team and assistant directors of Chennai campus team. And always a big thanks to our director. See you, students. Have a great career ahead. All the best. Bye-bye.
Attendance is sent across all the students' mail, sir.
OD will be given for both the classes, that is from 2 o'clock to 4 o'clock. So OD will be given for all those people. So kindly fill in your attendance link. Thank you.
Sir, stop பண்ணிடலாமா சார்? Sir, கார்த்திகேயன் சார்.